Hi, I'm Domi.
Hi, I'm Vatsi.
I assume you came to this video because you are going to visit a zoo in Sri Lanka, or just YouTube's weird algorithm pointed you in this direction. Either way, we are glad you are here. So let's get to the story.
Kiana wanted to go to the zoo for a long time, but he kept delaying it, thinking that it would set a bad example of caging animals forcefully.
But on the other hand, we were feeling guilty of limiting her exposure because many of her friends had visited the zoo, but she was missing out.
So in the end, we decided to show her all 4 zoos in the country. One is actually a living hell for animals. 2 are okay, and 1 is actually progressive and going in the right direction.
If you're in a hurry, skip to the last 5 minutes of this video. As per our opinion, we are recommending you the Ridiyagama Safari Park. It's 20 times bigger than Dehiwala Zoo, and the conditions for animals is really great. So you get a far better experience for your money and time.
By showing all 4, we tried to show her what is good and what is bad by example. She's just 5 years old, but we think she understood what is the right thing to do.
So let's start here, the saddest story first.
We visited Dehiwala Zoo in December 2019. The zoo has a long sad history too. Apparently it was a private company started by a German family in 1920s.
We did some research and we were stunned to find out that during the colonial era, Dehiwala Zoo has been involved in holding human zoo exhibits. Yeah, you heard that right, humans as zoo animals. So I guess there's no point in talking about animal rights back then.
Okay, as a result of World War II, this German family had to close it down. Then Ceylon colonial government took it over in 1939 and continued to this day.
Today it holds about 3,000 animals across 300 different species.
However, the main problem is space. The entire zoo is just 10 hectares.
Since the zoo is located in a densely populated area, it is not possible to expand it further. Also, the zoo has to follow strict confinement guidelines because they can't risk an animal escaping to the city.
So animals are having a really hard time here. It was really heartbreaking to witness the suffering.
Some of them are forced to do acts for humans' pleasure. For example, we felt really sad when people are cheering for the elephant show. If you know how an elephant is trained to do this, you wouldn't applaud anything related to elephants. Please go look it up. It is said that to tame an elephant, you need to break its spirit. Though they have a strong body, their weakness is their larger brain. Having a large brain, they can remember everything, including the every bit of pain they are suffering in the training. If you compare elephant to an tiger, you know the tiger always fight back, but an elephant wouldn't try it because it remembers every bit of pain it got from the training process.
There are spacious areas for animals as well, but very rarely. For an example, we enjoyed the birds park and noticed that those birds are living relatively happily compared to the other caged animals.
One of the main arguments for zoos' existence is that it's good for children's education. But none of these animals are exhibiting their natural behavior. They are just confined, stressed to their limit, and showing extreme behavior according to animal experts. What we are really showing our kids is just suffering and abuse, and that's not educational.
There are various allegations against the zoo in the media like animal abuse and trafficking. We will link all of those links in the description.
We saw in the media the authorities have mentioned that they are doing some constructions to address these issues. And when we visited the zoo, we saw some constructions being done. However, since the overall area is confined, the fate of these animals is not looking good.
If you are planning to go to Dehiwala Zoo, please consider choosing an alternative. Because if you continue to go there, these animals will continue to suffer.
Actually, there are 3 less abusive zoos in the country managed by the same zoological department. So let's talk about them.
Pinnamala Elephant Orphanage was founded in 1975 by the Wildlife Department to create a sanctuary for orphan baby elephants. Now it is run by the Zoological Department and it is a major tourist attraction in Sri Lanka.
It is holding about 93 elephants. Apparently, it's the largest herd of captive elephants in the world.
It's usually holding elephants for their lifetime because they have become dependent on supplied food.
So every day they are coming twice to the river to have a bath. Obviously, some prefer not to.
Sri Lanka have an active human-elephant conflict and elephants are being murdered often. Thus, they have a better chance of survival here.
However, when we research, we notice there are some local and international reports concerning the welfare of these elephants. And when we visited the facility, we noticed that they are mostly chained, isolated, and treated as tourism exhibits. On the other hand, the visitors fund this program, so the elephants are depending on it. Of course, ideally they should live in the jungle, but at least they will not get killed here.
Next we went to Pinnamala Open Zoo, which is situated next to Elephant Orphanage. This modernized new open concept zoo was opened in 2015, which is 1,000 times better than Dehiwala Zoo for both animals and visitors.
We really enjoyed our time here. The place is big and clean. Even if you are not a fan of animals, this is a really nice place to hang around. Other than the predators, almost all other animals are in open enclosures. So this is a great initiative compared to the Dehiwala Zoo. Okay, next is the final and the best zoo experience in our opinion.
Ridiyagama Safari Park was started in 2016. It's huge. I mean, it's going to be 500 acres. We can fit 20 Dehiwala zoos inside it once it is completed.
Here, the visitors are going in cages, the animals roam free. So this is also managed by the same zoological department who is managing the Dehiwala Zoo. So it's great to see they are going in the right direction.
3 zones in 169 acres are now opened, named African Lion Zone, Sri Lankan Elephant Zone and Wild Zone. An African, Asian, Australian zones and a small animal kingdom area are currently under construction.
So if you are looking to visit a zoo in Sri Lanka, please consider the new zoos. Though there are progressive programs like the Ridiyagama Safari Park, still the Dehiwala Zoo is #1 priority because it's bringing a huge revenue for the country. As visitors, if we can fund the alternatives, we can give a better life for these animals while having a pleasurable zoo experience. All other 3 zoos are situated in rural areas, so by going there, you are contributing to their economy as well.
Also, one thing not to forget, there are multiple safari programs around the country in forest reservations.
So we hope this video helped and thank you for watching.
Like and subscribe. See you again in the next video.
So soon after finishing this edit, we had a great update on Dehiwala Zoo. Apparently, the government is considering to move the zoo into a different location. According to the minister,
Watching animals locked in cages is an outdated methodology. Therefore, it is essential that the zoo to be adapted to the modern world and it should be done in a manner that does not lead to animal cruelty.
so again, that's great news. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and see you again in the next video.